Well, Trevor Daley, first and foremost, I have to thank you for joining me. I know personally that this necessarily isn't your thing, but obviously the cause important enough to hear your voice, which is a very important one, I might add. Uh, Let me ask you first, how has this Black Lives Movement affected you, or what do you think about the size and the scope of this Black Lives Movement right now?
Well, it's touching. I've been watching it and got to see personally what is going on. I've been here in Sault Ste. Marie the past little bit, so at my lake house. So I'm not I'm kind of away from the whole world up here, but it's nice to see that people are starting to recognize some things, and people are starting to just see what has been going on in the world today. And the unfortunate times of COVID, keeping people at home. I think to try to take a positive out of it, people have time to figure out or to see what has been going on the for a really long time. And you see the faces of people, how how mad they are about this. It's to me, it's awesome to see. Jermaine, I have a white mom and a black dad, and my mom's not here, but I know how mad she would be right now. And it's good to see people are starting to realize what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. I do know, and you know what, Trev? This is more of a this is officially an interview, but this is more of a conversation than an interview, back and forth. So the next question I'm going to ask you, obviously, is the question everybody's been asked in terms of seeing what happened to George Floyd, and me personally seeing that. It made me angry. It definitely made me angry, and clearly it made the world angry. What went through your mind when you first saw or heard about the video and the life of George Floyd taken?
it it was disgusting, Jermaine. It was disgusting. I just it you seen a guy on the ground begging for his mom. Like it's amazing. Like there's no words. It's I I, I couldn't believe it. It sucks that had to happen to him, for people to open their eyes and realize that he's not the only one that this has happened to. It's crazy. It's crazy for that that image had to be, what made people realize, oh, this is why Colin Kaepernick took a knee. Like, it's amazing. I had the chance to, through this process of the alliance, to sit down with Colin Kaepernick and kind of, I've always heard his story and watch it because it was so publicized, but just to to sit down and talk to him and see the passion he has for what he's done, and to see what he's stuck with, and his beliefs. And now everybody's like, oh, Cap was right. It's like, man, just like such a powerful thing, being able to sit down with him. So it's so unfortunate that this is what it's come to.
What was that conversation like? What was that like for you? Colin Kaepernick, also a biracial figure, pro athlete who clearly sacrificed his career to take a stand 4 years ago.
It gives me goosebumps just thinking about it, because he really did sacrifice his career. And I sit here today like, what could I have done? And this is part of what we're trying to do is, we're not playing hockey. Nobody's doing much right now. You get so caught up in your own life and your own thing that you don't really think about what's going on other places. So, you know, over this, past couple weeks, just, given a chance to really think about what Colin Kaepernick was doing. It's just it's special.
Trevor, in your junior hockey days, you went through something that was highly publicized. I guess what I'm getting at here is how did that affect you, and are you comfortable speaking about that even to this day?
Yes, it. I am comfortable. Yeah, I'm not just gonna shed light on just that one specific incident, Jermaine. How I came to this, with this group, I got a 12-year-old who loves the game of hockey. Wants to be a hockey player like his dad. Um, I look back and I'm like, it's awesome. I love the fact that my son wants to be a hockey player like his dad. What could I do to create an environment? What could I give back to my kid? And yeah, with daddy being, a hockey player, I could, tell him all the X and O's and how to skate and how to do this. But, how could I make a better world for him? Is really, we want to make a better world for our kids in every aspect. I'm not just gonna sit here and say it's just hockey, because it's not just hockey. But I look back at my childhood of growing up as a light skinned hockey player in Toronto, and racism didn't just happen in junior. It started when I was a kid. I was fortunate that I had a support system, led by my mom, that that made sure she did everything to keep me away from that, or say the right thing, or do the right thing. Some of the things she told me to do was not the right thing, but how do I make things better? What could I do? And I feel just the platform that I'm on, and what this group of guys came to me with, that was one of the first thoughts that went through my head, is like, we can make things better with this, whether it's outreach, mentorship. One of the things, how do we make the game cheaper? Well, could we start this to maybe help some of these kids? I know I'm looking at my experiences. My mom didn't have much, but she had a support system, with family and stuff. Like, could we be the family that supports some of these kids that need support, that can't afford, to play hockey? Hockey's expensive. Hockey's a expensive sport to play. My mom would laugh at me if I wanted a $200 stick today. She would laugh. Wow.
Trudy was not just family in law. She was closer to so many people on that specific side of my family than I will ever be, because she was truly family. And what I'm getting at here is the love that she displayed for everybody, and the passion. That's one thing that you can say. One of my son's biggest memories of going back to Ontario, is a conversation that he had with your mom, Trudy, because she was so interested in his hockey career, and he was only in novice, I believe it was, maybe he first year at him, and he has not forgotten how interested your mom was in his progress and how he could get better. And this is in the middle of the summer. He wasn't even thinking about hockey. But back to it. Obviously, this is a conversation and not just an interview, Trev. But back to it is, what could the world learn from the love and the passion that your mom had, which clearly played a critical role in, one, your confidence as a player and as a man to find success in this world, which a world which the cards were stacked against you?
You're absolutely right. I think the two biggest things you said is this love and care. Like care about other people, care about what's going on in the world today. You know, try to do the right thing. There's if I had all the answers, if I had all the answers, I mean, I would be a way better hockey player than I am. I don't have all the answers. My mom had a lot more answers than me, but I do know, with numbers, um, the more people that not necessarily jump on board. I'm not going to say more people that jump on board. The more people that are doing the right thing, Jermaine, um, making making life equal, I guess is the right term to use, because life is equal. We all breathe the same air. Um, the more people that think that way, I think the more opportunities there are going to be out there, so kids like me could make it.
And let me jump on that because that brings me to another subject. So many, and it's not just, it is Black Lives Matter, but it isn't just the Black community that is involved in this movement. And so many prominent NHLers have come to the fore and have voiced their support and what they want to do to help move forward in society. Guys like Sidney Crosby, Jonathan Taves, Braden Holtby. What is it like for you when you see not just Black players or the Black community, but prominent white NHL players like Blake Wheeler as well, voicing their support for a movement like this?
It's amazing. It really is, Dwayne. We have amazing people in our sport of hockey. So I don't want people to think like this is kind of shedding a dark cloud over hockey, because there are amazing people in hockey, and two of those names you said are two guys that I know personally, and believe me, you were 100% right. Those people are great, and I'm so happy that they shed their thoughts. Sid reached out to me 2 weeks ago when this all was going on, just to, we talk every once in a while, but he just, are you okay? How's everything? Like, just to check in on me.
How special is that? Sorry to interrupt. How nice is that to get a call from a guy you lifted the cup with, from the biggest name in hockey? How special is that to get a call from a former teammate?
Yeah, it is special just knowing how genuine Sidney Crosby is. I don't think people get to take a chance. He's such a great hockey player. I don't think people get the chance to know how genuine he is. If you meet his mom and dad, I'm a big person on mom and dad. You know what I mean? If you meet Sid's mom and dad, more so as you can see where Sid gets it from. So I like that part of it. But he's just such a caring, loving person, and that's how I know Sidney Crosby. I don't really look at him as that big superstar he is anymore. He's just Sid the kid to me.